We have over 2 million downloads. It's contributed over 28 million episodes streamed so far since we launched. So it's been doing really well. We're the first network, actually media company, to be on the iPad with full episodes. I think we're currently the only ones from a network standpoint. Of course, we've got other players in there as well, but it's going pretty well. The tablet has become a very viable platform for video consumption. I mean, you have people watching video. It's one of the primary uses for the tablet and the iPad specifically. Also, from a second screen standpoint, it's actually a really interesting platform to play with respect to what's happening with live television. So I think Nielsen currently gave a report that most 70% of iPad users are actually using it in front of a TV screen. And so, or at least 70% of the time it's being used in front of the TV screen. So for us, we've done a lot of interesting things as well with respect to second screen experiences, like Grey's Anatomy Sync app, a partnership we're doing with Nielsen, as well as the Oscars Backstage Pass and All Access products that we did during the past Academy Awards, where people actually use their iPads as another way to look at 26 other video feeds during the event. In terms of TV Everywhere, we've already had a form of TV Everywhere since we've done and put full episodes online. I think the question is how do we work with our partners to really create an experience for consumers that really enhances the existing subscription services that consumers currently pay for. In terms of what we see over the next 12, 18 months, who knows? It's very hard to tell. I think there's a lot of things that are constantly evolving. But I think the promise is there in terms of figuring out, how do we really deliver a really interesting, cool experience that people who currently have a cable subscription can get more value out of that. Speaking outside of the people who are in businesses like we are, the internet does present an opportunity for people creating original content. I think the key thing is, like anything else, how do you get distribution? How do you get people to know what you've produced on the internet? All these things are really important. So I think while the internet is a great place to provide a platform for new original content, we all have the same challenges, everyone from the large studios all the way down to the independent producers, on how do we market and drive an audience. Right now, there's a lot of live content on television. There are a lot of platforms that provide live streams of television. We're at the beginning of really at the early stages of watching live TV through the internet. Part of it is just sort of infrastructure capabilities, but also in terms of consumers, how open they are to it at this point in time. It's still an early stage. The opportunities are endless. You can do a lot of things, especially with breaking news. We've done a lot of that with abcnews.com on live events when it comes to the Oscars. We've done quite a bit there. And for the most part, it's really trying to figure out how do we use this medium to create a whole different experience. And as I said earlier, you can have a television experience, but then how do you create a more enriching experience with multiple cameras, multiple more enriching types of interactive experiences?
Where do things stand now, and what are you implementing for delivery on the web?
So we've been at this for about 5 years already. We've made our own internal investments in terms of people and capabilities. We have the ability to basically take all of our content and put it on any device and any screen through the internet, on any platform, through any screen, really, at this point in time. We have a very flexible infrastructure, so if you asked us to spin up an iPad app, we could do it fairly quickly. But that's kind of where our investments are, in our people and our know-how. And we work a lot with third-party companies to figure out how do we create the next generation of video experiences.
One last question. Does online video cannibalize broadcast television or help it?
Oh, it's absolutely helped it. I mean, look, television consumption keeps growing. It's been really high, even with all these other digital platforms in place. So I think I think we are at a point in time where the growth of TV is just starting, and you see that in the last couple of years. It's just growing tremendously, with television consumption going up, internet usage around video is going up, mobile video consumption is up. All these metrics are pointing to a huge growth in it, and I think we have to expect that we're going to be living in a multi-platform world. It's not just going to be one screen that people are going to be watching television. It's going to be on anything, the best available screen, whatever they can get their hands on.